Merry Kung Fu Christmas. Same name, different game, Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu. Well, hello and happy holidays to you all. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for helping me bring Same Name, Different Game back from the brink this year. As a Christmas gift to you, even though I'm not wearing a stupid hat and there are no decorations, I wanted to bring you a short episode, a fun episode, about a short and fun game in Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu. So let's get started right away with a little history about Jackie Chan and video games. Born April 7th, 1954 in Hong Kong, Jackie Chan is an international action and comedy film star. But what am I saying? You already know that. What you may not know is that he's got a long history with video games. In fact, if you're watching this, and you are, or you wouldn't be able to hear me say that, you have almost certainly played a particular Jackie Chan starring game. Kung Fu for the NES. What, you say? You always thought that was basically IREM doing an unlicensed game adaptation of Bruce Lee's Game of Death? No, not so. In Japan, IREM's Kung Fu was in fact based on the Jackie Chan film Spartan X, known here as Meals on Wheels. Beyond that, Chan had several other games, including 2 Mortal Kombat clones in the arcade, Jackie Chan Stuntmaster on the PlayStation, some games based on his Saturday morning cartoon, and even more. If you want a full rundown on Jackie's game history, I highly recommend checking out Hardcore Gaming 101. But the game we're here to discuss? Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu for the NES and the Turbografx 16. This is actually the Japanese PC Engine version, but that's because it's much cheaper than the American release on the Turbografx, but it's identical. In 1990, Hudson licensed, they licensed Jackie Chan. This is a little unique as most properties are based on a particular film or show, but Jackie Chan, both here and in his later games, is a brand unto himself. The game follows Jackie as he tries to rescue his sister from an evil wizard. Now to do this, you'll punch, kick, and platform your way through 5 levels, with the help of charging fireballs, as well as 4 separate power-ups: a roundhouse kick, a 360 kick, a foot sweep, and a vertical kick. Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu was released by Hudson for the NES in 1990. It was ported by them a year later to their own PC Engine and Turbografx 16. It is one of only 94 games given a US release on Hudson and NEC's ill-fated console. Now, that being said, how do they compare? Well, they're very similar games. They're almost the same. I mean, the power-ups are the same, the controls are the same, most of the enemies are the same, the bosses are the same. What it really comes down to is level design and nuance. And stage design's honestly where the Turbo version has some hang-ups. It looks and sounds better, to be sure, but the stages feel padded out. The NES version is punchy, it's quick, it has very efficient level design. The TG16 one seems to add stages simply for the sake of adding to the stages, and the final stage becomes a straight-up slog with added dark sections and hazards that just weren't present in the NES version. Now this doesn't ruin the enjoyment of the Turbografx version. It's still fun. It's just that the NES version is better paced. However, that doesn't mean that it's without problems of its own. The NES version's biggest problem, that the turbo port fixed by the way, is that Jackie's invincibility after taking a hit is so brief that it's really easy to lose a ton of health in a short time when you're in a bad way. It gets really frustrating, and only having 5 lives before having to start over from the beginning makes it even more so. This is all very straightforward, and I chose these games on purpose so that I can keep the episodes short. I want to make sure you get to your Christmas goose as quickly as possible. So, let's go ahead and take a look and a listen to these games side by side. Alright, well that makes it time to give the edge. And in this case, as much as I love the Turbografx, I gotta give it to the NES. The game's concept is fairly simple, and this version doesn't overstay its welcome, while the turbo port is padded. At any rate, thanks for joining me. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy whatever it is you celebrate, Happy Saturnalia, Festivus, whatever it is. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to my Patreon backers for helping me out. If you want to check that out, you can check it. There's a link right down there. And I will see you all in 2015.